This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. Today's show, I want to talk about a video clip that I came across last week, and I haven't got around to doing a video, but I'm doing it now. It is in regards to Hillary Clinton making an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show. One Satanist to the other, right? One homosexual to the other, because we all know, if you read Hillary's backstory and you read Kathy O'Brien's books and some things that are documented on her, her lesbian lifestyle and other things that she's been associated with, I found this pretty interesting because this is more of the Illuminati operating in plain sight, and also the conditioning and the sickness of our society. You know, somebody like Ellen, who you're supposed to go to, you're supposed to say, oh, it's on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, or 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It's on in the middle of the day. It's not, 11 o'clock at night show where the content should be, you should watch for the content and say, oh, maybe, you can't talk about this in the middle of the day. I remember when I was young that would be how it was. You couldn't have certain content on at 12 o'clock in the afternoon compared to 11 o'clock. Right? The stuff they talk about in the late shows, they couldn't talk about earlier because sometimes they might curse or they might say something controversial. But Ellen, who's supposedly this role model for all the women out there, everyone loves Ellen, this just this huge fraud that she is, who is at the forefront of the gay agenda movement. And they use her to cry and to seem like the nicest person on earth to convince everyone out there into accepting the gay agenda, especially the lukewarm Christians out there who just seem to think it's great to support something that's against God's word because they don't want to step on anyone's toes and they want to fit in, especially with cool people like Ellen. That's the mindset of the lukewarm Christian. But Hillary was on there, and there's a segment apparently on this awful television show called "Who'd You Rather." For those of you that don't know, maybe you've seen it on TV or something like that, this segment that she does, Who Would You Rather, is a game where Ellen will ask her guests, who would you rather have sex with? But they don't say have sex, so they keep it clean by saying, who would you rather? And of course you have kids out there watching it, which is just wonderful, just what the kids need to watch. Adults talking about sex. It shows you the immaturity and the disgusting, vile filth of the New World Order. As you know, are we supposed to look at a presidential nominee if this was real, even though we know it's not? We know Hillary's a Satanist. We know that there's no republic. We know that this is all rigged and fixed. What did you think, the image of the president is supposed to be somebody you admire, you respect, that would never speak out of turn, would never say anything controversial. They'd always kind of answer the correct way and the right way. Meanwhile, the Democratic, quote-unquote, nominee of this fake circus election is on a television show during her campaign, quote-unquote, and she's playing a game called Who Would You Rather Have Sex With? I mean, this is the immaturity and the nonsense that our country is just at this level where they think this is funny, hip, and cool. And they can't believe that people watch this and they don't go, this is going to be our world leader, our country leader, our representative, playing a game talking about who in Hollywood she'd rather sleep with. And she's a married woman, by the way. Oh, this is all great stuff to be influenced by. She's a married woman, quote-unquote married. She's a high witch is what she is in the occult world, but I won't even get into her level of success in the occult world and what she's involved in there. I want to talk about the game because they give away little tidbits here, because this is how I told you they operate. They always want to rub this in and show you in plain sight. Like I said, Hillary has been exposed as a lesbian. All of these Satanists, you have to understand, are bisexual, but they prefer the same sex and they prefer children. Okay, they love having sex with children, boys, girls, whatever. They believe there's no boundaries. Whatever perversion they can do, they will do. Hillary's been exposed by Kathy O'Brien, she was a sex slave for her when she was young, and just disgusting, disturbing stuff if you want to look into it yourself. So Hillary, they're showing these signs of, Hillary's past and all this stuff. So they go, who would you rather do? And they go through a couple guys. Then they get to Beyonce and Leonardo DiCaprio. And she picks Beyonce, letting you know that she's a lesbian. But what does everybody in the crowd do? They laugh about it. It's hilarious. It's funny. We're supposed to take humor because it's Beyonce, of course, the queen of the Illuminati here, Queen Bee. So she picks Beyonce, but that's where it gets even more bizarre. That's why I want you to take this journey with me. Watch and listen. She picks Beyonce, then she goes through a few others, picks Beyonce. So she'd rather sleep with Beyonce. All stuff you want to hear from a person running for president. Unbelievable. The idiot, our country just accepts stuff like this. But you get to Beyonce and Michelle Obama. Who would you rather do? Now, it's pretty well known that Michelle Obama is transgender. I mean, people have exposed it for years now. Okay, we already had, Joan Rivers sacrificed for saying it, for uttering it. There's tons of YouTube videos on it that show just the proof with her shoulder size and all this stuff that she couldn't be possibly a woman. And if you have just look at her. I mean, I don't know how it looks like a woman. And then, of course, we know about President Obama, who has a long history of being involved in sex with men. Okay, a lot of books have come out and things reporting on him being gay in the Chicago gay nightclub scene. Those people have been silenced, but the stuff's out there, but people continue to blink and look in the other direction. And then those that hear it say, who cares if he's gay or not? Because that's the world we live in. So even if he's married to a woman, who cares if he's gay? Nobody cares about God's laws. Nobody cares about the sanctity of marriage and all that stuff. But she gets to Beyonce and Michelle Obama, who's a transgender. And, of course, she picks Michelle Obama. She says, oh, it will be wonderful, joking around about it. But we know that there's a hint of seriousness to it, of course. And this is them in plain sight showing you the perversion, right? Going from her, picking some men, to cheat on her husband with, of course, because, of course, married women are supposed to say, oh, yeah, but I'd like to have sex with this person. I mean, give me a break. No morals whatsoever in this world. But she goes from men, then on to women, showing you her sexual orientation, saying that she'd want to have sex with Beyonce. Then she picks Michelle Obama, who is a transgender. And if you want to debate all you want. But this is where it gets even more disturbing. Who would you rather do? The next person that pops up on the screen is her daughter, Chelsea Clinton. And they're dead serious. And they go, who would you rather do, Chelsea or Michelle Obama? I'm not kidding. Look at the screen. Watch the video for yourself. And Hillary Clinton gives a dead serious answer about how Chelsea Clinton's her rock, how Chelsea Clinton has been, she's her support system, how great Chelsea is. Is anyone out there going, this is a little bit sickening? They're talking about taboo and perversion, and for starters, the Illuminati, these Satanists, okay, they control the world because they inbreed. They have sex with their daughters and their sons and all of this stuff. That's how kings and queens have continued to rule through bloodline, because they inbreed. This is all part of the satanic nightmare that we live in. But here it is. And the crowd doesn't moan. The crowd kind of gets quiet, though, because they're kind of confused about it, which shows you that they're just kind of like, wait, is this supposed to be funny or not? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to laugh. And she gives a dead serious answer. If you were playing this game, for whatever reason in the world, people would play something like this. If you were playing this game with a bunch of friends and you had children, and they were like, oh, who would you rather do? And they're like, Britney Spears or so-and-so, because that's what these sheep do, right? They play games like that. And somebody got to you, and they were like, who would you rather do? Would you rather do Pamela Anderson, or would you rather do your son? Would you sit there and start laughing, or would you say, what is wrong with you? Would you punch the person? Would you slap him? Would you push him? Hey, what would you do? I'm asking. Would you go, are you trying to be funny right now? Because that's really out of line. I think that would be the reaction of 99.9% of Americans or citizens of the world. I think the reaction would be, did you just ask me if I'd have sex with my son? Okay, or Pamela Anderson? What is wrong with you? That's so gross. That's something you don't joke about. It's not funny. And right there on national television, they go from her being gay to her being into tranny Michelle Obama to who would you rather have, tranny Michelle Obama or your daughter? And she's dead serious. She's like, well, she is my rock. She doesn't go, I think this is a little inappropriate, Ellen. I'm running for president of the United States. I think it's a little weird you'd ask me this. I think it's a little weird I'm playing this game on national TV when I'm supposed to be taken seriously. But can you believe that people out there, they actually look at this election, they think it's real, they think these people are leaders, and they're playing games like this where they're even hinting at incest, they're hinting at transgender, they're hinting at homosexuality, all this stuff that's linked to this woman who is as perverse as they get. Of course she can't pick Chelsea, because then it would be a little too obvious. So she picks Michelle Obama, and then everybody gets a laugh, and of course it ends with Ellen saying, would you rather do me or Michelle Obama? I'm sure Ellen and her have done each other. They all do. I mean, that's how it works. It's a giant orgy out there in Hollywood with these Satanists. But I wanted to point that out. Do you out there who watch this or listening, whatever your faith is or whatever you believe, do you not see the signs here and how witchcraft and the craft always increases when they put spells on you in public? Okay, when they do things, when you look and you go, isn't this a little too obvious of what they're doing? It enhances the spell. It enhances the craft. This is them even telling you the perversion and the disgusting circles that these people run in, where she's playing a game. Like I said,
I won't know, because a little one goes a long way.
Disgusting circles that these people run in, where she's playing a game. Like I said, if you were playing it and you're a father Okay, if you're a father who loves their daughter, and your daughter, it doesn't matter what age she is, and somebody says, would you rather have sex with this person or your daughter? As a man or a woman, you're going to stand there and laugh, or you're going to stand there and go, what is wrong with you? And the audience sits there and giggles, and Hillary gives a real answer, doesn't go, oh, that's disgusting, because that's what they do. Okay, they're into transgender sex, cross-dressing. We've seen it at Bohemian Grove. They all cross-dress up there and run around like just perverted fools. They're into homosexuality, obviously, okay, and bisexuality, and they're into incest. And this is just more proof. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. If you want to watch it, I hate to promote something like this, but if you want to see it so you could just say, wow, look at the mannerisms and the facial expressions on Hillary and on Ellen and how serious this is and how the audience, like a bunch of fools, laugh at this. They're like, oh, this is so funny. Wait a minute. We might be going into war. All these, things that obviously truthers or people listen to the channel, we know it's all fake. All these events are false flags. The elections aren't real. None of it's real. It's all a show to usher in the Antichrist. That's what this is, and a new world order. But I mean, how even if somebody who believes in this stuff, if you believe that, the presidency and all this stuff is real and these people are world leaders, how can you watch this and not be like, are you kidding me? This could be one of the people that runs the country. And then, of course, you get the other person who's a fanatic, who wants to put up a wall, who's racist, all this stuff they pin him out to be. One versus the other. Don't you see the sign? I mean, how ludicrous is this all getting? It's ludicrous. I can't even believe that they went that far and showed that. I know it's supposed to be taken as satire, but that's how they get away with stuff. When they use the word satire or sarcasm, they get away with doing stuff like this. That's how they do it, because then they go, come on, it's a satire. And people go, yeah, it's a satire. Stop being so uptight. Guess what? I'm not uptight. I have a sense of humor, okay? This is not funny. This is disturbing. And this is how they get away with stuff in plain sight, by calling it satire, calling it sarcasm, and people not looking at it for what it truly is, them revealing themselves to the world. And, of course, comments are disabled for the video below, because I can't even imagine how many people commented and probably were nauseous about the fact that they even asked her dead seriously if she'd sleep with Michelle Obama, a transgender woman, or sleep with her daughter. Give me a break, would you please? I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families. May peace be with you.